Sunday morning. With us today is Kelly Loeffler, and she is the 28th Administrator of the Small Business Administration, and she is doing great things for our small business people in America. Well, Kelly, always good to hear your voice again, and give us an update on your status and what's going on with small businesses right now.
Well, John, it's a great honor to be on with you. I have been on the road nonstop across the country, but particularly up in your area, New York, Pennsylvania. I was down in North Carolina, been traveling with the vice president as well, getting the word out about how strong President Trump's economic agenda is for Main Street. And we particularly see it small businesses. I was up in the Hudson River Valley. Let me give you an example. I was at Celtic Steel. They produce parts for HVAC systems, really complex industrial-grade steel fabrication. It was fascinating because between the tax cuts, fair trade, deregulation, their business is going strong. And I see that story repeated across the country thanks to this agenda that is just getting started when you think about it. You know, we're a year in, and it's already having really positive repercussions for Americans on Main Street.
Well, the way I see it is if we can turn on with small business in America for them doing well and lower interest rates, which was always important in our country, and at the same time, President Trump bringing in a lot of companies from overseas to improve business in America. I mean, we're on the way to a home run for 2026. But there's so many obstacles. I can't believe what some of these federal judges are doing, trying to create obstacles in front of President Trump. And how's that affecting the SBA?
Well, the good news is President Trump's agenda and the actions that he took in his first year are so strong, they're going to overwhelm all the attempts for the resistance to try to take hold and fight the recovery of the American economy, because free enterprise is much stronger now, thanks to getting the Biden regime out of office, thanks to strengthening the ability for hardworking Americans to keep more money in their pockets, thanks to tax cuts, small businesses spending more time on their business and less time on bureaucratic regulation that Biden heaped on them by the trillions. And then this fair trade agenda, we were at a supplier matchmaking event at the Charlotte Motor Speedway last week. We brought in 30 large manufacturers, 900 small businesses showed up to meet with them, and we're reshoring in our own local communities using domestic supply chains, bringing things back from China and Vietnam and overseas. That is going to overwhelm all the resistance, but we have to be aware of it, and we're fighting it at every angle in Washington, the waste, the fraud, and the abuse. And that's why I'm so excited to be on Vice President Vance's fraud task force, because we're going to continue to refine what we do here, do it better, and keep more of taxpayers' money in their pockets and not up here in Washington.
Understood. Tell us what kind of people, the last time we talked a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, is that the fact is that all these big industries that are coming into America from overseas, whether it was pharmaceutical industries, automobile industries, et cetera, small businesses, they needed support from small businesses to grow around it. Is that continuing to flourish?
Absolutely. Like President Trump says, Kelly, small business is big business because he knows that big businesses rely on small suppliers. In fact, if you talk to Ford Motor Company, for example, they'll tell you they have 5,000 small manufacturers that support their supply chain. Most of those are domestic. And when you make the policy mistakes of the past decades that have hollowed out our industrial base, it's going to take us time to rebuild that. But President Trump is rebuilding that so rapidly that I was just out at a trade school in Pennsylvania last week for high school kids to learn welding, construction, HVAC, nursing. We're getting back into the trades and building that skilled workforce because the demand is there. It's driven by small business manufacturers. Well,
Kelly Loeffler, thank you so much. You're the 28th Administrator of the Small Business Administration. Anything else you want to tell American people before we sign off?
Well, I just, want to say what's exciting about being part of this administration is the strength of President Trump's cabinet. We have everyone aligned to put America first, and you saw that play out at President Trump's State of the Union, where we understand that it is our job to serve the American people. Democrats on the other side of the aisle think that that's a really bad idea, and that they, stayed seated when he said, "Is your first job to protect the safety and strength of American workers?" And we understand that we're here making sure that Americans have a voice in Washington finally.
Kelly Loeffler, I agree with you 110%. Low interest rates, drug-free America, low energy prices, bringing over big businesses from overseas, coming back. I mean, that is perfect. And I don't understand why some of the Democrats are not cooperating 110%. And thank you for what you do, and let's catch up again real soon.
That sounds great. Thanks for all you do, John. Take care.
Thank you.